If you start to catch yourself having negative thoughts or self-doubt, you can also take that long breath in. Picture that breath bringing in full sense of pure oxygen, filling every cell in your body. And as you release the breath, know that what you're letting go of is everything that your body doesn't need. And each time you breathe in, sound of your breath is very important when you're concentrating on the breath. So hold the breath in, feel your body swelling full of that pure oxygen. Imagine that oxygen is collecting everything your body doesn't need. And as it naturally occurs when you are releasing your breath, you're also releasing what you don't need. And that includes your thoughts, and that includes anything that is impairing your spirit. And today, I want you to remember that while you're listening and focusing on your breath right now, as we go through different motions with the body, you're only going to be doing what works for your body today. You're not here to judge yourself. Know that your body's always changing, so keep filling that body up with breath as I'm talking. Imagine your body sustaining the breath for a moment, and as you release, know that everything you do here today is going to be what feels like it's right for you. No one else is living in your body. You are the only one that gets to take care of the one you've been given. Slowly feel your abdomen moving in toward your spine as you press out the last bit of that breath, making sure you fully empty each breath before you begin the next. Soften your face. Feel your body letting go as the breath releases back out into the universe to be recycled. Inhale again. Lengthen your spine. Feel your ribs lifting up away from your hips. Maybe squeeze your shoulder blades in a little bit. Feel the front of your heart opening up. Try tilting your chin up to the sky a bit. Keep that length in your spine. The ribs lifted up, the chin tilted up just a little bit as you release your breath. And do one more, just like that. A long, tall spine. Ribs long away from your hips. Chin lifted up slightly. Put that smile on your face as you feel your body filling up. As you release, like the wind, feel your abdomen fully letting go. Keep your eyes closed. Take a couple of natural breaths. Put a little press out at the end of your breath before you begin the next. And in this little moment with your eyes closed, check in, let your mind travel down through your body and notice how that little difference of focusing on your breath made a difference in how you were feeling within yourself. And no matter what you do through the day, you can take a moment to check in with your breath, especially if you're feeling anxious or a little depressed. How are you breathing? Simply lengthen your spine. You can do this while you're walking. Even if you're just walking across the room, Try keeping your ribs up away from your hips. So we're reversing the effects of gravity. And that's what we're going to be doing today is we're creating space through the body and we're letting our breath flow into those open spaces. So it's not going to matter how far you go into the posture. What will matter is not thinking about it. So the more you turn off your mind, the more you can open up your body, which is why I encourage you to try to keep your eyes closed as much as you can once you understand what we're doing with the movement. Okay? So with that, let's do a little bit to keep that openness within our torso. And remember, there's no negative effects to your breath work. So lace your fingers, turn your palms out. Push high up into the sky. Feel your body lifting up. So push up a little bit through the heel of each hand. Just lifting the weight up off the organs. And then part your fingers. And as you let your hands drift down toward the earth, close your eyes and notice any tingling down through your arms or in your palms or through your fingertips. Keep your movement as slow as your breath. As we begin to inhale, we're lacing the fingers again. And as you breathe in and lift your hand up, this time push up through the heel of your right hand, lengthening the right side of your body. So the right side of the body opens up the liver. Ease off, close your eyes, and exhale. Beginning your next breath, inhale, lift up again. Push up to the heel of your left hand, so I'm mirroring you, just so you know. You're lifting up the left side of the body, opening up your spleen and pancreas. Ease off. Close your eyes, keep that tall spine. And let your arms drift back to the earth. I'm going to repeat once more. Feel free to keep your eyes closed throughout this time. Lacing your fingers, breathe in. We're going to lift the heel of both hands high into the sky. Tilt your chin up. Put a little smile on your face as you finish breathing in. Part your fingers. Exhale. Lowering your arms. Imagining your fingertips are just brushing around the edge of this golden globe of light. Let your hands empty on your lap. Now you're going to lift your chin up, squeeze in your shoulders. Tilt your chin up as high as you can. Fill your body with breath. And as you exhale, let your hands just slide down your legs. Roll back on your sitting bones. Tilt your chin into your chest and press your spine back like you're pushing it out of your body. Breathe in, roll back up on your sitting bones. So we're going to tilt the pelvis forward like you're curling your tailbone back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in, look up to the sky. Fill your heart with breath. Exhale. And same heart, even though it is lungs, we're filling the heart and lungs. We're inviting joy and courage. The quality of the lungs is courage. So breathe in. Squeeze in the shoulder blades, look up. Feel your ribs expanding as your lungs fill up with that courage, and exhale, chin in, shoulders forward, press your spine back. Again, breathe in, squeeze in the shoulder blades, look up. Smile on your face, invite courage into the lungs and joy into the heart. So these qualities are qualities the Taoists believe live in the organs. Push back. Chin to chest. And let's do one more bonus one. So breathe in, put a big smile on your face. Close your eyes and fill your body up. And as you exhale, you're letting go of any doubt or depression. Push the spine back. Feel the space between your vertebrae. And then bring your body back up to center. Now we're going to do what they call the Sufi grind, and we're going to add a slight variation. So we're stretching out the lower part of the body. And the whole philosophy is that energy gets stuck. If you think about gravity, if you pour water in a pitcher, it goes to the bottom, right? So gravity is always pressing our body down toward the earth, which is why as we age, we tend to drift downward. So in your spine, the energy gets stuck because your hips are the middle part of your body. So we're just going to open that area up. I want you to sink back. And again, my hands are just laying on my legs. I'm not gripping. I'm letting my spine push back. And now as I lean out to one side, you can do this in a chair if you're in a chair. Take your top shoulder and tilt it toward the opposite knee. Press both sitting bones back into the floor or on your chair. Take a couple breaths. Again, my arms are empty. I'm not holding on to anything because our goal is to let go. So as you exhale, press your sitting bones back to the ground as the shoulder tilts toward the knee. And on your next inhale, slide. So I'm keeping my chin lifted from the side. My chin's lifted, and it doesn't matter how far forward you go. Bring your body toward the opposite knee and tilt that shoulder. You're free to let your head rest, but bring both sitting bones back toward the ground. Lean out to the side as much as you can. Roll back on the sitting bone. And do that again. So exhale, we're hanging out over top of the knee. And we're doing that simply to let your body ease into it if it's feeling tight, be it a hip or a shoulder. As your eyes are closed, it gives you a chance to let your mind go down through your body. So slide across to the other knee on your inhale, press the shoulder toward the knee with the exhale. Check in with your face, make sure you're not hurting your teeth. Lean out to the other side, and you come all the way back on your sitting bones. We're going to reverse. So bring the shoulder back. And keep your eyes closed. Inhale, slide from one knee to the other. Exhale. Try to feel the connection of the sitting bones to the floor. And all the way back, chin in. One more time. As you go around your body, if you're feeling any other area where there's any dis-ease, simply going to stay there for a couple of extra breaths. So your body is telling you to give it a little extra attention in those tight spots. Roll back and gently come back up on those sitting bones. So our focus today, given request, was the neck and the hip area. So we've been working in the hip area. We're going to go up to the upper body. We're going to start with some things that will open up the back of the heart. We're going to work from the tendons that go from your spine through your arms down to your fingertips. So you can sit any way that's comfortable. If you're on the floor and you have a tendency to lean back because you have a weak lower back or some other issue, you can use a pillow or a block or a little stool, because you don't have to be sitting on the floor if it's uncomfortable for you. So whatever is going to work for you. I like to sit up on my feet, and this is a traditional way of sitting. It's not comfortable in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's quite comfortable. And the reason that this position is used is because when you're sitting on your heels, not only are you opening up the nerve endings in your feet, remember all the nerve endings from your spine and in your hands and feet. So this helps to open up the nerve endings. It also puts your shoulders right under your hips, over your hips. And this way it keeps your abdomen long, your diaphragm is open. But for you, so whatever works. We're gonna bring your arms out, turn your palms up. We're gonna start today with which is called swallow opens the wings. So these are your wings. Bring your arms forward. Try bringing your elbows toward each other. And if they don't touch, just pretend they do. Now roll the shoulders forward. And imagine you have a platter on your arm. So if you have your camera on your computer, you can see your reflection. Your goal is that you don't spill anything on your platter, right? So if your hands are down or up, it impairs your platters that you're going to serve all your friends once quarantine's over. You spread your fingers really, really wide. So come closer so you can see. And reaching out, elbows are in line, the wrist. Now I'm going to bend my hand down. So I'm turning to the sides, you see what I'm doing. Stretch out through each finger. If your elbows don't touch, pretend they do. The intention is there, right? Now I'm gonna roll my shoulders forward. So imagine you're pushing through the heel of your hands, like you're pushing on a heavy door. I'm going to roll the shoulders forward to open up the back of your shoulder blades. Spreading those fingers. Focus on your exhale. Like that. And now take a moment to release. Close your eyes. Again, it's very common to just close your eyes. Pay attention to how your shoulders feel different. And on your next breath, we're going to do another round. So breathe in, palms up. This is where we're going to start each time. So learn to love it. Spread your fingers, roll the shoulders. And just as we did before, we're going to start with this first position. We'll call it stretch out through the fingers. Reach down and out. So I'm pushing and pressing in. Shoulders are forward. Stretch through the fingertips. Just do what you can. Now I'm going to lift just my little finger. So you may have to talk to your hands, but see, I'm lifting the little finger up and the other 4 fingers are stretching down. It's not comfortable in the beginning, but as you practice these, it will become much more comfortable. Now we're going to lift the ring finger. So 3 fingers are down, 2 are up. Stretch. It's actively stretching. Draw those elbows in. Keep smiling. Don't forget to breathe. Now lift their middle finger. It's fine to open your mouth with your exhale. Another exhale, lift the index finger. So you have your hitchhiker thumbs out, elbows together, shoulders are forward. I'm just moving so you can see what I'm doing with my body. Lift the thumb. And you're going to keep your wrists right where they're at. And I'm going to bend my fingertips. Roll the wrist up without lifting the wrist. So the tendency is to lift your whole arm. Keep the wrist level with the elbow, shoulders forward, elbows touching. Slowly release. You close your eyes for a moment. And remember, you can sit any way you want to. You are not obligated to sit on your feet. You can sit any way you want. Focus on what you're feeling in the shoulders, and throughout the whole class, if there's anything that doesn't feel comfortable for you, then you know your body more than anybody. You are the #1 expert on your body. So remember that and modify. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be in the room with you, but there's a way. And it's not that you can't do something, you have to find a different way to help it happen. So as we go through these, do what you're able, celebrate what you can do. Roll the shoulder forward, elbows together, stretch through your fingers, and we're gonna build off what we just did, but we're not gonna hold it as long, so have no fear. Push to the heel of the hand, stretch the fingertips. Keep pushing out. Draw those elbows together, put a smile on your face. Let it go. Smile is very important. You're sending a message into your body. Lift your little finger and open your mouth with your exhale. You're feeling tension. Put your breath in charge. Exhale, lift your ring finger. Keep the open mouth exhale if it's really tight. Again, lift the middle finger. You're pushing, stretching, elbows together, shoulders forward. Lift the index finger. Lift the thumb. Now lift all the fingers just as you did before. And now I'm going to roll my fingers, the knuckles together. Lifting the elbows, bring the top of your wrists together. So your palms are facing out. Good, keep your elbows up. And now you're gonna, like you're parting water, push out to the side. Curl your wrist. Bring your elbows forward, as far forward as you can. Keep them up in line with your shoulder. This is all tricky. Stretch up through your fingers. So the more your elbows are forward, the more you're opening up the space between the shoulder blades, which is where we want to get, because that's the back of the heart. And that's where we put all those things we don't tell people because we're nice. Stretch. Keep that smile. Good, good, good. Keep breathing. Okay, release. Let your hands relax on your lap. And again, close your eyes. Let your mind go into your body. Take a moment to check in to see how your shoulders feel different right now. But checking in is really important. Our whole goal of yoga is to connect the mind with the body. If you're constantly going and moving through one movement to the other, you're not checking in. When you're feeling a little tingly, that's a wonderful thing, because that's the healing power of your body being activated. We call that chi or prana. Okay, so we are going to do one more where we start out with our palms together, but I promise this one isn't going to be holding as long. We're going to bring your elbows together in the front of your body, and then we're going to slide them to one side. So when you slide over, check where your wrist is. This is another one where your arms go up or down, depending on how tight they are. And again, my elbows are together, right? So I'm just turning so you can see what I'm doing. You can stay in your position, but my arms are to the side. And now I'm going to roll the heel of my hand together. Spread your fingers really wide and push. Keep your elbows touching. Wrist in line with the elbow. Don't lose your platter. Spread the fingers. Push. Look over the opposite shoulder. Now, whatever arm is closer to the computer screen, I want you to push a little harder out through the heel of that hand. So if your right arm is closer to your computer, push harder through the heel of the right hand. And look over your shoulder. Feel free to close your eyes, but focus on the sound of your exhale. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And if you're able to put a smile on your face, then please do that. Keep stretching, pressing, breathing. Gently bring your body back to center. Close your eyes for a moment. Check in with your face. Maybe you were clenching your teeth. Let's go to the other side. So bring the arms together, slide. Check where your wrists and elbows are. We want to keep them in line with each other. Curl the heel of the hands together. So again, all the fingers are spread out. We're pushing through the heel of the hands. Elbows are touching, or we pretend they are. One day they may. Push. Look over the opposite shoulder. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth. Whatever arm is closer to the screen, push a little harder through the heel of that hand. Or just keep drawing your elbows in toward each other. Whatever feels like it's going to be more beneficial for you today. Keep the fingers spread wide. And gently come back. Then close your eyes for just a couple of breaths. Roll the shoulders a little bit. If you feel a little more open, that's a great thing. Now we're going to do something for the elbows. So you can sit any way you like. Traditionally, this is done with your legs straight out, and it's good to just change your position so you don't get stagnant. And through the day, remember that you don't want to stay in the same position. So even if you're working at a computer all day, just rock back and forth on your sitting bones or something to make sure you're not stagnant. So with this one, it's working the elbows, and we're going to work the joints that have a deep bend in them, because that's where a lot of what they call chi can get stuck. It's also helpful to open up the arteries and tendons in this area. So what I want you to do is slide back, just as if you were a young person, younger in your younger days, or maybe you do this every Saturday and you're watching cartoons on TV. Now I want you to walk your little fingers in toward each other. Just as close as they'll go, it doesn't matter. Remember, there's no wrong. It's what works for you. So you're back as far as you can go. You walk your little fingers in toward each other. The last thing is to make sure that you're not holding your chest up. You want to sink down between the shoulder blades. And now you're going to look over your shoulder as if you're looking at your hand. Maybe you can see your hand, maybe you can't. Open your eyes really wide, stretching your eyes, keeping your teeth away from each other. And noticing the length of your exhale. Come back to center and turn, looking over your other shoulder. And just pay attention to how one side feels different than the other. Put a smile on your face. Be aware of the length of your exhale. Bring your head back. And we're going to do one more time. So look over one shoulder. If you're feeling tension through your elbows, it's okay. Open your mouth with your exhale if you're feeling the need. Back to center one more time over the other shoulder for just 2 exhales. Bring your head back to center. Draw your abdomen in to bring your body up. It's going to feel like your arms are ready to fall off. So when you unlock all that chi, so when we're bending things the same way all the time, things get stuck. And you want to think of your body as if you were driving down a dirt road after a rain. There's a rut that forms from the tires. And when we become habitual with the way we move our body, the same thing happens. We have ingrained patterns. It certainly happens in our mind. So the more we can change those patterns in our body, it'll help us open our mind too. So we're going to go into spinal twist next. So extend both legs and bring your right leg over your left. And we always start with the right leg over the left. And I'm not mirroring you on this one, sorry. We want to cross the left arm, and you can go in front of or behind your knee, whatever works. Be mindful that you're not leaning out. You want to try to bring your body in, your hand in as close as you can to your tailbone. Use your knuckles or fingertips. Lengthen your spine. So your forearm is pressing against your leg. Lengthen your ribs away from your hips. Take a long breath in and twist looking over your right shoulder. Soften that right shoulder. Try to keep the spine long. Close your eyes. Feel your body release a little deeper into the twist with your exhale. Again, easy to do this in a chair during the day. Come back, align your spine. And just remember the golden rule in any chair that you're sitting in, try to sit forward so you're using your lower back. When we sit in those lazy boys, there's a reason why it's called lazy, right? We get lazy, we don't use our muscles, and then we end up with weak muscles in the back and back problems. Bring your right arm across your body. Left hand is behind you, as close as you can bring it into your tailbone. Lengthen your spine tall. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Again, just close your eyes. It doesn't matter how far you twist. It matters that you're feeling it. The taller your spine, the more you'll feel this in the lower part of your abdomen and lower back. Check in with your sitting bones. Make sure both are back on the floor. So if you feel your left hip lifted up off the floor, press it back into the earth. Come back to center and align your spine. And let's go one more time to the right side. So bring the right leg over the left. And the reason we always start with the right side is because it works with the natural digestive process in the body. Again, put your arm where it wants to be today. Right hand lengthens your spine. Take a breath in and twist looking over your right shoulder. And feel the body soften with the exhale. Make sure both sitting bones are on the ground. Gently come back. Take your foot before we transition to the other side. Just bring your right foot back toward your hip. So we stack the knees one on top of the other. And remember, if your leg is high in the sky, it's okay. You're doing what you can do. Over time, your body's going to open up. First, you have to be really patient with it. Bring your fingers behind you and use your fingertips. Press into your fingertips to lift your shoulders up forward toward your hips. So we want to try to bring the shoulders over the hips. Now just squeeze in your shoulder blades for a moment. Feel your heart opening up. Take a breath in and give a little soft engagement into your abdomen. That helps to release your hips. Now close your eyes and point your chin like you're pointing your chin out toward your toe. Using your fingertips like a bicycle kickstand, just press out. And each exhale, feel your body drifting over the thigh. In your mind's eye, visualize the tension through your hip flowing down through your hip and into the earth, and down your leg and out the end of the heel. Every exhale, let your body sink a little deeper. Then keep your teeth parted, your face soft, the breath long and slow. Wherever you are in the pose right now, on your next exhale, let your body go limp. So fall as far forward as it's comfortable for you today. Let your shoulders roll forward. Close your eyes. Keep them closed. Be aware of your body sinking deeper into the stretch with every exhale. Keep your eyes closed, and your body just as it is right now. Engage your abdomen. Tuck your tailbone under. Keep your shoulders rolling forward as you press your spine back and curl up through each vertebrae, one at a time. And as you bring your head up over your shoulder, take a moment with your eyes closed. And notice how your body's feeling before you begin to switch sides. The longer you stay in a posture, the more your body's going to open up into it. And our whole goal is to bring the blood into the fascia so that healing can occur. So our body has an amazing capacity to heal itself. We just have to have faith and patience. So bring your arm across your body. I just brought my left leg up. Switching sides again. We're going to go back to our twist. Left hand's going to come behind you. Keep it close to your tailbone if you can. Use your knuckles or fingertips. Lengthen your spine. So make the body tall. Close your eyes as you begin to twist. See if you can keep your chin parallel to the ground. Don't worry about how far you twist. Feel your breath releasing your body with your exhale. That's the more important thing. There's no prize if you can twist far. The prize is letting your breath be in charge and not your brain. Gently bring your body back to center. Bring your ankle toward your hip. Fingertips are behind you. Lengthen your spine. So again, you're just doing what you can do. Lift up. Engage your abdomen. And I'm just talking a little bit like you're putting on a pair of pants that used to fit. Press out with your fingertips. Point your chin toward your toes. Close your eyes as you start to lean out. Good. Notice your body drifting a little further with your exhale. And if you don't feel your body moving forward, you feel a lot of tightness in your leg, that's where your mind and your breath go to. Imagine there's an opening through the heel or maybe through the base of the hip. So as you're letting go, that tension, it has somewhere to go. We're going to get it out of our body. The more we can let go of that dis-ease in our body, the more we open our body to new experiences. Come out as far as you can and soften your body into an exhale that lets your body go limp. Drawing your abdomen. Curl your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders roll forward and curl up through your spine one vertebrae at a time. Unwind your leg. Now we're going to do a little transition. But first we're going to slide your legs to one side. We're going to go back into the shoulder area. So with this one, we're going to bring the arms. So I have one leg forward and one leg back. And again, if that doesn't work for you, find what does. Bring up. So the knee that's forward, same arm. And again, I'll come closer so you can see what I'm doing. I have my arm folded out, palm out, soft bend. So imagine that you're wrapping your arm around a tree. And you want to keep that curve, so it's curving around the tree. Palm is out. Now I'm going to bring 3 middle fingers together. I'm going to point my thumb down, and I'm going to point the little finger back toward my chin. So this is what it looks like from the side. My chin is, my fingers pointing to the chin. This one's pulling down, and these 3 stay together. It's like the little pigs, right? Now I'm going to roll the shoulder out away from my body. And I'm going to imagine that I'm using the heel of my hand to push into a heavy metal door. So roll the shoulder out. Push the heavy door from one shoulder toward the other. So I'm just going straight across my body. Keep pushing. Your little finger pointing to your chin, 3 fingers together, thumb pointing down, and now look over the same shoulder. Open mouth, push to the heel of the hand, keep that little finger pointing back. Open your mouth with your exhale if you need to. That'll also keep you from gritting your teeth. Gently release. Feel free anytime that you need to come out of it, do that, and then go back into it when you're able. Remember, even if you just hold it for 1 breath, you're planting a memory, and every time you return to that experience, you're building on that memory, and your body will go a little longer. So we're going to go the other side. Remember, again, if you've had surgery or illness, just make sure you do what you're able and do the best you can do. That's all we are able to do. So again, I'm hugging a tree. I got a soft bend. I have my little finger pointing back. 3 fingers together, thumb down. Push, press across. Push that heavy door toward the other shoulder. Look over your shoulder. Keep your eyes open. Pressing through the heel of my hand. Gently release. Now bend your knees up. Try giving yourself a little hug. Now slide your hands down to the balls of your feet. Remember, you can bring your arms inside. There's no wrong. We just want to make a connection with the hands and the feet. And we're going to walk our feet out, and you're going to keep your hands cupped over the balls of the feet. So if you can only come this far, it's okay. You're still going to feel the stretch, right? So when you're able to walk your legs out, whatever works for you today, I want you to lift your ribs up away from your hips. So if you're down, lift the ribs. Now tuck in your abdomen just a little bit. You can still breathe. We're doing that to release the hips. Push your right foot into your right hand and your left hand, pull the left toe back. Keep the abdomen in. Push the spine back, like you're pushing your spine out of your body. Keep pressing the right foot into the right hand, pulling the left toe back toward the knee. This is really great for getting the lowest part of the spine. So again, gravity's pushing us down, we're creating that space again, which is why if you have your abdomen in and you're drawing the abdomen toward the spine, you're gonna feel that openness in your lower back. Let the chin rest in toward your chest, check with your face, make sure it's soft. Breathe in, lift your ribs up and switch. Pull the right toe back and push out through the left hand. As I push my foot into my hand, I'm also pressing my spine back toward the wall behind me at the same time. You're free to keep your eyes closed as long as your mind is in your body and checking back with your face. Make sure that you're not wrinkling your forehead or clenching your teeth. If your mind is distracted, start counting how long your exhale is. Inhale, lift the ribs up. Switch to the other side one more time. Right foot presses out, left toe pulls back. Remember, wherever you are, it's a good place. Press the spine back. Keep your abdomen tucked in just a little bit. One more time to the other side. Lift the ribs up. Sip in the breath. Press out with the exhale. Left foot pushes into the left hand. Right toes pulling back. Abdomen's in. Pressing your spine back. Breathe in. Lift your ribs. And this time, keep your hands connected. We're not quite done. Lift the ribs, draw in the abdomen, push both feet out away from you. Press your spine back toward the wall. Tuck in that abdomen just a bit. You can still breathe. Push, push, push. Press back through the spine. Keep your eyes closed. Picture that tension draining out of your hips, back into the earth. Breathing in, lift your ribs and pull the toes back toward your knees. So I'm lifting my ribs up this time. If you do one leg at a time, that's okay. Just do your best. Every little bit counts. Release. As you bring your shoulders over your hips, try closing your eyes again just for a moment and pay attention to what it feels like as you're sitting there. As you get rid of the compression in your spine, it allows you to feel taller. So our mission is growing up toward the sky like a tree. Bring your hands to your side. We're going to go back onto our back. So if you need to bend your knees, if you have lower back issues, feel free to do that. Bring your body all the way back to the floor. Any way that works for you, get there. Once you're on your back, remember, you can always bend your knees if you have lower back issues. That'll take some pressure off your lower back. So legs are straight or bent. We're going to lift your right leg into the sky and flex the foot like you're standing up on a flower. Feel free to keep that left leg bent. Remember, it is always an option. So if you have a bend in your knee when your leg is in the sky, the first thing you want to do is practice pushing your knee toward the back wall. So if you keep your toe flexed, it'll help open up the muscles in the back of the leg. It's not going to feel great, but we're going to imagine that tension is just flowing out the hip into the earth or moving up through the heel back into the universe. If your leg is straight, bring your hand to your shin or your thigh or both, and as you exhale, guide the leg forward. So our first mission is just to try to straighten the leg. Don't worry about pulling it forward. If your leg is already straight, because remember we have many different levels in the room, draw the leg forward with your exhale. So you're going to keep going. If your knee is bending, you know you've gone far enough. Always hold your pose at 70%. So eyes are closed, so your mind is connecting with what you're experiencing. And you're letting it happen, you're not trying to make it happen. When you bring your leg back up to center, bend your knee, wrap your arm around your leg and draw your knee into your body. Switch so you can see. Now I'm going to take my left hand on the outside of my right knee, bring your right arm in line with your shoulder and draw your knee across your body. So I'm going to do this. My left hand stays on top of the right knee. My right arm is out in line with my shoulder. I'm going to stretch out through my right hand. Take a breath, stretch. Let it sink into the earth with your exhale. Your palm facing up. I want you to imagine that you're laying on green grass or maybe a warm beach, or if you love snow, you're making a snow angel with that arm. So we're going to slow and very intentional. Slide your arm up, keeping the hand touching the floor if you can. Gently bring your arm up next to your ear. Lift up through your fingertips so the hand stays on the ground. You're just reaching and lengthening your arm up. You feel that stretch under your arm, down to the side of your body, into your hip. Soften the arm again. Gently and consciously slide it back out in line with your shoulder. So you want to be aware of every little bit of that movement as you bring your arm back to the side. And then soften your arm. Keep checking in and make sure that you're not trying to hold your arm up. Just let it fall. If you're feeling tightness across your chest, modify. Gently bring your arm up. And stretch the hand up toward the sky. Your arm is on the floor. You're just reaching out long, like you're being stretched. Feel that stretch down and through the side of your body. Release the arm, let it sink. Keeping it empty. Gently bring your arm back in line with your shoulder. Now gently bring your knee back to the center of your chest. Wrap your arms around your leg. Give yourself a little squeeze. Lower the leg down. Take a moment to notice the difference in how the right side feels different than the left. lift the left leg and point the heel. Notice if this side's different, maybe this leg is not as straight. That means you're normal. Push up to the heel, close your eyes, guide your leg forward. Or just practice pressing the knee toward the back wall. So if your knee is bent, you're just going to practice pushing the heel into the sky to straighten the back of the leg. Your goal is to feel the breath releasing the muscles. It doesn't matter how far you go into the stretch in the beginning. You're simply putting the breath in charge, not your brain. Guide the leg forward. Feel your body softening with your exhale. If this side does feel different, then feel it letting go as much as it wants to today. Not here to judge, but only assessing. Bring your leg back up to center. Bend your knee. Wrap your arm around your leg and draw your knee into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Now bring your right hand to the outside of the knee. Your left arm is going to come out in line with your shoulder. Draw the knee across your body. As you look over your left shoulder, stretch out through your left arm. Let it sink into the earth. Take a moment to notice how this stretch feels different through the hip and the side of your body compared to the other side. Remember, you're the only one that knows what your body wants to do today. So if you have scar tissue and it doesn't feel comfortable, ease off. Keep your arm limp on the floor. With your eyes closed, slowly move the arm up near your ear. When your arm comes as close as you can bring it to your ear, stretch it up into the sky. I'm saying sky, but we're staying on the earth. Just reaching out long. Can you feel that through your hip, through the side of the ribs? Soften the arm again. Keep it empty and heavy. Gently bring the arm back in line with your shoulder. If you're feeling any pain anywhere, just be gentle. When you come back in line with the shoulder, let the arm go heavy and limp again. And try to keep that heavy, heavy arm touching the earth. Slide it back up toward your ear once again. Reach up. So as you lengthen your arm, making that line in the sand a little longer away from you. See if you can feel that stretch through your hip, the rib cage, opening up those lymph nodes through the chest and shoulder. Keep the arm empty and heavy. Guide it back out to the side. Bring your knee back to your chest. And give yourself one more hug. Gently lower the leg. Empty your breath as you bring your body back to the floor. Bend your knees. Walk your heels in as close as you can to your hips and move the inside of your feet together so the inside of your feet are kissing each other. Now open your knees so the bottom of your feet are going to come in toward each other. If your legs are really tight, lay your hands on the inner thigh, just brushing outward a few times, sending a little message to those muscles to let go. gently bring your knees back up to center. We're going to work a little bit in the lower back and abs. So it's important to keep your body strong, especially the area that supports all the other major organs. So we're going to leave your knees bent. And if you have a weak back, feel free to put your hands under the small of your back for extra support. You can choose, if you are more athletic, you could extend one leg and do one leg in the sky. Otherwise, the knee is bent on the floor. We're going to make circles like you're pedaling a bicycle, a great big wheel bicycle. Or we call this circling the moon. We had a beautiful moon last night. So let's practice connecting the breath. Breathe in, lift the toe up. Flex your foot on the exhale. See how that feels different. Before the heel touches, bring your knee back into your chest with the leg to the sky. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower down. Do one more. And then a bonus if you can. If not, just rest. Remember, you're not being graded. So anytime you need to ease out, feel free to do so. Bring your leg all the way down to the floor now. Take a breath. And we'll move to the other side. So you assess. Knee is bent or leg is straight. Otherwise, we're going to lift the leg up. Flex the foot. Exhale. Lower the heel before it touches. Bring your knee into your chest. Your leg doesn't have to go down very far. If you feel your lower back lifting off the floor, that's where you stop. And bring the knee into the chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower it down. Knee to chest. Toe to sky. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Two more. Feel your body releasing with the exhale. Knee to chest, toe to sky on the inhale. Lower down. Take a breath. Now, if one side felt more weak than the other, you're going to repeat it. If you're athletic, you may want to do both legs at the same time. We're going to do 3 more rounds. So if you feel like you can do both legs and you want to do both legs together, that's an option. Otherwise, if you felt that one leg was more weak, then go back to that side, okay? For 3 more. So lift up. Staple your abdomen to the floor as you lower the legs down. Bring your knees into your chest on the inhale. Lift up and exhale. Remember, everyone's at their own pace. The only way to get there is by little movements of strength. Let your body build up in its own pace. And when you're done with your rounds, touch your toes, slide your legs out. A long breath in. Depending on your ability, we're going to slide your body over to one side of your mat and lift the leg up and roll over onto your abdomen. If you're a person who's had surgery and this isn't comfortable for you, you can stay on your side for this first part, but if you're able to come on your elbows, come on your elbows. Now, make sure with this one, you don't want to be sinking down. We want to keep our ribs up. And if you keep your ribs up off the floor, you'll feel that already opening up the front of your abdomen, and that's what we want. So instead of being down, lift the ribs up. Now, turn your feet out to the side if you're able. If that's really uncomfortable, don't do it. Do what you can. Check the position of your arms. You want your elbow right under your shoulder, and the way you can always check that is if you bring your hands across your body. This is how people get hurt in yoga. They have their arms out, particularly when they're doing downward dog. But this is the way you can set up to make sure you're not compromising your shoulders. So hands above the elbow, then leave your elbows, bring your hands forward, lift the ribs up, feet are turned out or not. Now, touch your abdomen in toward your spine and lift your ribs up a little higher. Squeeze in your shoulder blades. Squeeze in, lift the ribs, look up. Release. So sink down and let your feet relax. If you're feeling pressure in your lower back, you can wiggle your tailbone back and forth. We're going to do one more. Turn your feet out or not. This is called the seal. So that's why the feet are turned out. Draw in your abdomen. Lift your ribs up. Squeeze in your shoulder blades. Feel that opening the front of your chest again. Look up to the sky. So when we look up and we lengthen the front of the body this way, we're opening the thyroid. Sip in the breath, lengthen your body a little more, and really sink down. And wiggle your tailbone if you're feeling any tension. We're going to shift onto our hands and knees next, just as a precursor, so you know where we're going next. We're going to do this one more time though. So again, draw in the abdomen, lift the ribs, squeeze in your shoulder blades, look up. Big smile on your face if you don't have one. Sun's out today. Beautiful day. Release, sink down. Bend your toes. Press into your knees. Shift your hips up. Sink back as much as you can. Now again, you're going to adjust and modify for your body. So sometimes people find it easier with their knees out or in. Reach out through your fingertips. Now look out at your fingertips. Lower your elbows. Slide your hands back with your nose and chin forward. Look up as you inhale. Draw your abdomen in, tuck the chin to the chest, and press your spine up on your exhale. One more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, roll the spine, chin to chest. Tuck the tailbone under. Empty your breath. Now cross your ankles. Bring your hips to the floor. Just realize what time it was. I'm sorry. Extend your leg. Bring your arms out to the side. Turn your palms to the sky. As you exhale, let your body sink into the floor. Breathe in, lifting the chest to the sky. Exhale, let everything sink back into the earth. In this little moment, with your eyes closed, as you feel your body resting on the earth, take a moment to realize the difference in how your body feels now and how it felt when you began. Gently bend your knees. Lift your knees into your chest. Give yourself one more hug, wrapping your arms around your legs. Take this moment to pay gratitude for every organ, every bone and muscle and tissue that you have in your body. Rock from side to side. Let the weight of your body open up the space between each vertebrae. Put a grin on your face if you can't find a smile. Gently roll over onto your right side. And at your own pace, plant your left hand near your heart to help yourself back up. Try to keep your eyes closed if you're able. And once you come back to a seated position, bring your hands to your heart. Tuck your chin into your chest. With that big smile on your face, know that what you've done here today may not show on the outside, but you've honored that beautiful vessel that you've been given to take care of. And as you feel that breath flowing in, surrounding every muscle and tissue, taking out all you don't need, know that that miracle you're living in is happening whether or not you're asking it to. We can let go of our mind by tuning into our breath. So as you do that, each time you're enhancing that life force within you. And know that that light that's within you is there to guide you forward in your path. Thank you so much for joining me today. We went over and I forgot what time it was, so thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day.